and welcome to NatFun, a live-recorded tabletop role-playing adventure game where the dice and a few friends tell the story. My name is Jackie, and I am your game master tonight, and I'm, of course, joined by a few friends. So let's roll into some introductions.
I'm Jeremy, and I'll be playing Raceland.
I'm Dan, and I'll be playing Eldrin.
My name is Erin, and I will be playing Edwina.
I am Matt, and I'll be playing Roland.
I'm Ted, and I'll be playing Ted.
And it's still horseshit.
Well, guys, we made it through 2 episodes. Well, not even 2 episodes before you adopted a pet.
I don't think they call that adoption. I think they call that slavery.
We've had Edwina for quite a while now.
Oh,
But
oh no, he didn't.
I'm actually pretty sure Edwina adopted Roland, actually. I think that happened long ago.
Okay, Edwina may be the walking equivalent of a golden retriever, but really she is the cat distribution system. You don't get to decide when you get an Edwina.
No,
Edwina decides when you get an Edwina.
Yeah, except there's a Doberman under those floppy ears.
Yeah.
So, works out.
Now, before we get started tonight, we are going to do some shout-outs. After each session, the players write down shout-outs to each other on our adventure Google Doc to highlight cool stuff that everybody did in-game. It's a fun way to support each other, mention cool character moments, and earn GM inspiration. And we're going to roll on a table right here, right now, to pick and feature a couple of those shout-outs live. The first one will grant the recipient GM inspiration, and the second one will grant the person who posted it GM inspiration. So let me get my dice roller up here.
Roll on 18-wheeler. Roll on.
Someone needs to rehearse a little bit, so, you know.
Just warming up the pipes.
Exactly. Me.
And the first roll is a 12. Which is, of course, one to the GM. So we will read it, but nobody earns inspiration on this one.
Cool beans.
This one is from Jeremy.
So this shout out was from me to GM Jackie, because honestly, I don't know how you keep the character straight. I'd be lost and mixing up voices, and it would be a complete debacle on my part if I were trying to do that.
I appreciate that. This one was definitely the most voices I've juggled, and I'm a little bit excited, to be completely honest, to not be doing as many voices. So we'll see. But thank you. Next number is 11, which is another one from Jeremy to Matt/Roland.
Ooh, look at that. So this one, I just wanted to point out that I think you're really coming along with your comfort level and putting yourself out there and into the characters, because I know that isn't necessarily something that comes natural for you. I think you're really more on the shy side. I could be wrong about that. Forgive me if I am, but that's I just wanted to let you know that it was noticed and appreciated.
Well,
Yep. Here.
Roland's not a shy guy, so here we go. Thank you.
So that is 1 point of GM inspiration to Roland. And the last number for tonight is a mighty 3. This one is a shout out from Aaron to Dan/Eldrin. And being our second one that we're reading, the GM inspiration goes to the person that posted it.
Oh, very nice. So this shout out to Eldrin is actually more to your secondary character, Ted. I really loved how, side character got to have his own arc. You really rocked him. He became a crowd favorite. He became a favorite for all of us. And just really loved how you got into character. And I'm going to steal another shout out that the horseshit that you uttered was very Ted-esque. And if anybody has a catchphrase, it's Ted's horseshit at the moment.
Ted will return. When, we don't know. Yeah, how many Ted comments are actually in? I mean, nobody else can see this but us. But how many Ted shoutouts are there? I think there's 5 in the shoutout list of 14 items.
Yes, yeah, there's 5 of 14.
Yeah, Ted was very clearly a favorite last episode.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Ted is developing like an MCU character. He's just slowly developing that storyline over many episodes and possibly many campaigns.
Fishy Bacon and Ted, a NatFun staple.
Yeah. That's how you know we're having some NatFun, guys. Ted came back.
with all of that, again, we have a point of GM inspiration going to Matt and a point of GM inspiration going to Aaron. If you already have one on your sheet, then too bad, so sad for you. You got to use it or lose it. But with all of that, let's roll into some NatFun with episode 3 of When Thunder Rolls. So last episode, our adventurers finished their auditions, and Raceland met with Lord Francis to select his party. After some deliberation and another nerve-wracking encounter with Princess, the group was selected. Unfortunately, the crowd favorite, Ted, didn't make the cut. Names were called, vague bounty details were given, and introductions were made before the party set off into town with their fancy new armbands. Being quite late into the evening, they headed straight to the Ravensfoot Inn and Tavern for some refreshments and rest. It didn't take long for a barmaid to notice Roland's loot and offer up free rooms for some entertainment. And with that, let's roll into it! Take it away, Roland!
Okay. Roland flourishes, throws his cloak aside, and he has an old family trick he's going to pull. He knows that some of the people in this room are not particularly happy with his group, and he's going to turn the tide as best he knows how. He's going to do a song that he knows that some people in here might know, but he's going to put a little spin on it, and he's got a handful of coppers in his pocket, and he's going to do a song a variation on a song everybody knows. He's got 2 in his head. He's going to start with this one, and he's going to start his foot. It's an upbeat song. It's kind of about changing your luck and having good fortune. He starts playing and getting upbeat, and he starts the tune, and it starts out something like this. And it's a fortune anew, a fortune aplenty, a fortune for you, fortune for everyone, fortune ahead, a maid for you, a maid for thee, a maid for you. And every time he says fortune, he throws a copper to somebody at a table. He throws a copper to someone, he throws a copper to them. And although he'll throw out a handful of copper here and there, it gets everybody kind of smiling and going. And it's usually a trick that winds up turning in favor of everybody in the room when he knows that maybe a crowd's not with him and it was an old trick his parents taught him.
Nice. That is super creative. So I will say that the DC has been lowered because of your creativity of putting the coppers into your song. If you can go ahead and make a performance check for me, please. First roll of the night.
Performance. Here we go. That would be a 17.
Oh, Roland, you crushed it.
Okay.
You start singing, and people don't really seem to notice right away. But then someone plink, gets hit in the back of the head.
Hey, what was that?
And then they turn around, and they look down, and they nudge someone else at the table, and start smacking their hand on the table, and then they see more coins being tossed out whenever you say fortune, and they're digging it, and it actually gets the whole room pretty jazzed and excited and focused on you up there on stage. Song, how long do you think the song is?
This is
a couple minutes?
Just a couple minutes. Yeah. And then
okay. And do you take any prep time between your first and second song?
I just take a brief pause, kind of do my flourish, do my bow, and then I just turn and spin into it, and I do position another instrument to be pulled out towards the second half of the second song, but I start up.
Can I?
Go ahead. Yeah.
May I jump in briefly?
Yeah.
In just the moment that you take to do your flourishing bow and swap your instruments, you guys start to hear some yelling outside. And it's pretty muffled. It's kind of far away. But it's just enough that your pause to swap instruments takes just a half a second longer to see if you can figure out what's going on. And then you hear it. Ted, Ted, coming towards the pub. And it comes, and you have your opportunity to start playing while everyone starts to get that much more excited.
Nice.
Sorry, it was worth it. I promise.
It's
Thank
good.
you.
No, it's all good. And Roland's got a little smile on his face, and again, huge smile now. The crowd's with him. He knows they're not their enemy. And he says, this one is a little variation on something you all may know. It's about a lord with nothing between his ears and a great, wise, witful, common man who saves the town. And the Lord came, the Lord with a pompous attitude, a Lord with nothing between his ears, called on the common man, wise and kind and wise and bold, and who saved the town, who saved us all. And then the song goes on like that, and he makes several references without being direct about the Lord up the hill, twisting a song that everybody knows, kind of making reference to the idiot up the hill, and seeing if they can kind of go it on.
That is awesome. The crowd loves it. You have people that were just hitting their hands on the table before, and now they're starting to get ready to stand up as you start into this song. So let's see that performance check. I'll lower the DC again for tying in, I assume, Lord Francis to that. So DC is even lower. Let's see that performance check.
I'm going to use my inspiration. It's worth it.
Well, what did you roll?
I nat one, and that apparently I blew a string on my lute, and as that happens, he had already planned on doing this. As his lute blows a string, he pulls, when he repositioned, he had already planned on going full Jethro Tull on this about 2/3 of the way in, and as the string breaks, he pulls his flute out and goes into a full flute finish on the song. And I'm going to use my inspiration to finish the song. That would be another 17. Woo!
17 absolutely obliterated it. People are up. They are dancing. They are singing. They actually rush the stage and lift you up on their shoulders. They're cheering. Drinks are flowing. You did an amazing job getting the crowd excited and wanting to stay in this tavern and invest a little bit more into the foods and services.
I may
That's
regret
my
that
boy.
the next time I get hit with an arrow, but oh well. Worth the story.
Did you guys want to order anything while you are here?
Yeah. Roland wants a couple ales and a meal.
Eldrin's a bit full of pie, but he think maybe just some bread and a mug of ale.
I think
Edwina's going to go for the inn meal here.
I thought we'd gotten to eat meals and the rooms covered if I played well. I thought was part of the deal.
It is. I was going to have our lovely barmaid come back over again. She's an older woman. She has a nice apron on, gray hair tied back in a very tight bun, and she comes back to the table. Oh, that was lovely.
My pleasure.
Your meals are covered. Would you like some drinks?
Yes, please. It was my pleasure. Thank you for the chance to play and blow off a little steam.
I will admit, I like that last one about the Lord.
No one in particular, if anyone asks.
Okay, so what is everybody drinking?
Eldrin will order a mug of ale, please.
Oh, a pitcher of wine for me. Edwina stands up. I think I earned it today. Right, Roland?
Wine? You don't want cider?
No, not today.
All right. We're going to be up early, remember?
That's fine. One pitcher won't hurt. Now, if we get into 4 pitchers or 5 pitchers, maybe that'd be different. You know what, Barkeep? Why don't you bring over 2?
1. Down.
2.
Since you're standing, you can help me carry them both out. Raceland, for you?
Water. have a mug of ale and the end meal, as well as a chunk of meat for Kodo.
Absolutely. And the man of the hour, the performer, you can have some of the wine.
Actually, I will. The wine actually sounds quite pleasant, and an in meal, please.
Sounds great. Are you going to come back with me and help carry it all? She looks at you, Edwina.
Oh, yes. Yes, I'd love to help.
Slow and steady.
She shuffles her way back into the kitchen. She's able to report everything. You can wait right there at the bar, Edwina. She reports everything. She and the barmaids head back, grab some stuff, and thump, 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 put everything on the counters. And she's able to do the really super cool one-handed giant platter thing and bring all the food and the ale if you're willing to grab those 2 pitchers of wine.
Oh, yes. That's easy. That's an easy job. Wow, you make it look so good and delicate. You must have practiced really hard.
I've been doing this for a while, dearie. Okay, let's bring everything back over.
Okay.
And she walks back to the table, but before she takes anything off the tray, she reaches into her apron pocket and pulls out a stack of kind of very lacy doilies. And she sets them down in front of everyone before she puts any of the mugs or glasses on them. And as she does that, you're able to kind of take this moment and look around the inn a little bit, and you see that at least 3/4 of the chairs have like those really padded tie back cushions on them. There's a stack in the corner that are torn, and you also see that there are a surprising number of quilts stashed in different areas, hanging on the backs of chairs and piled up in the corner. More quilts than you would normally expect in a tavern, which is usually none. Here you go. It helps with the water spots, and they just look lovely. I like to make them. Here you go. And she goes around the table and puts down everyone's drinks and their meal. Can I get you anything else?
Just a question, actually. What's the deal with all the blankets?
Do you like them?
Oh, they're quite lovely. I kind of want to cozy up in one. It seems like it would be a really nice way to end the night.
Take your pick. You can bring it back to your room. My son owns this establishment, and I just like to quilt and embroider and keep my hands busy in my downtime, and he lets me keep everything here. Although I'm still working on fixing the seat cushions. I'm sorry if you got one without a cushion.
Oh, no, this is nice. I'm just going to go and find a pink blanket.
Done. There is every possible quilt and blanket. There's some that are knit, crocheted, there's sewn quilts. You name it, it is somewhere. It's like a grandma's house, but not, because it's a tavern.
Is do all of our chairs
Crochet.
have cushions at least? Because I mean, I'm not opposed to a cushion.
I'll bring you back a cushion, Roland.
Fair enough.
If you want to do that, we can roll a d4 and see how many have cushions.
I'm down for a D4 roll. Let's see what we got here. I'll roll
The
that.
dice tell the story, even if it's about
One.
cushions. Ooh. All right, and I'll roll a d4 to see whose chair has it.
Mhm.
Ooh, another nat 1. Okay, so there's one cushion, and it goes to the first person, which alphabetically is Edwina.
Well,
Yes.
not fighting for that.
Edwina has a cushion and now a quilt.
This is super cozy. I like this place, guys.
Roland might wander over and grab a cushion, even if it's ripped.
To be fair, in real life, I would totally go to a wine bar that had cushions and blankets.
Well,
and
Roland
a
is not
fireplace.
above sitting on a cushion, even if it's got a little tear in it. He's gonna go put his posh behind on a cushion. Anyone else want a cushion? This is the nicest thing I'll do all day, so just be aware. Fine.
You
Get
did,
himself a
you
cushion.
did give
I
out those
think I'm
coppers,
good.
man.
All right. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. Roland sits down, puts his posh little behind on a cushion. Oh, and Edwina, the coppers weren't to be nice. Coppers were to buy friendship.
See, that's where it's so confusing. You didn't have to buy my friendship.
No, I didn't.
Cheap date.
But it's
Maybe
here
you should
nonetheless.
make him buy your friendship.
Well, why would I do that? He's such a good friend. Did you see the nice song he sang?
I did. Just something to think about.
Eat up.
And drink up.
I assume Edwina just uses the pitcher like it's a glass, like it's a flagon of ale.
Oh, was
but
it to
wine.
share? Because she ain't sharing.
Yeah. Roland does make sure of the two, the one that looks a little more clear winds up in front of Edwina.
A little bit watered down.
Yes. he whispered it quite loudly.
You're able to eat and drink, and the same barmaid comes by and checks on you a couple more times throughout the evening. She drops off a few keys with Raceland. So Raceland has his room that he had previously for him and Kodo. There's a room for Roland and Edwina. And then Eldrin wanted a very plain bare bones space to stay. Correct?
Yep. Something simple.
I don't remember improperly. Something simple. There is another patron that's going to have that room,
That's fine.
but it is the cheapest one.
Perfect.
Well, Raceland is going to distribute those keys and signal to Kodo that it's time to go and head up to his room for the night.
What time do we meet for breakfast, or do we hit the road before breakfast?
I would say probably as early as we can when the sun comes up, I would say.
Maybe grab a bite, hit full bellies, and clear consciences.
Mhm.
Get on the road. All right, let's.
Do we need to grab anything on the way out, or is everyone pretty stocked
We
up?
probably should stop. Yeah, I heard there was quite a good supply place here. I don't know what anybody needs, but I'm reasonably equipped. But it never hurts to peruse in a town such as this.
That's true.
We'll be coming back, Roland. I think we're good to go. And she pats the 5 javelins that she has sticking out of the top of her pack.
That's fair enough. What about you, Raceland? You were kind of leading this entourage.
I think I'm good to go. The
Okay.
sooner we get on the road, the
Okay.
better off we're going to be,
Let's-
I think.
All right, full bellies and rock and roll. And I think you said it was only a day out to a farm. We can probably be good out there.
Weather dependent.
Yeah. Let's just get some food in our belly and maybe grab some provisions from the barkeep and hit the road. I'm good with that.
Sounds good to me.
All right, Edwina, let's make sure you stay in the bed and get some sleep.
Aye, aye.
To bed I go. GM, one little retcon thing, and this would be something Roland would do probably fairly continuously throughout the whole task of his personal life, is when we were in the Great Hall, he would have scanned it for familiar faces, and he would have been looking for Lord Robert Edmund in the crowd. I doubt he saw him, but he's just going to continuously keep an eye out for him.
Sounds good. That is noted and heard, or heard and noted. You are all able to head up to your rooms and retire for the evening, and whether you had a lot to drink or not, you all crash out pretty quickly because it was late when you left the Grand Manor, and it is very late now. You are all able to complete a full long rest. Eldrin, are you a light sleeper or a heavy sleeper?
Light sleeper.
Light sleeper. You wake up a couple times throughout the evening whenever you hear footsteps approaching your room, because you weren't super jazzed about having a roommate, but you also didn't want to have to spend any coin or do anything of an upgrade, and she heard the room that you wanted before the performance happened, so joke's on you. But you wake up whenever you hear feet shuffling outside the door, but fall back asleep fairly quickly every single time because nobody ends up coming into your room. You have it all to yourself. It's not super comfy. It is there's a draft. There's Not many quilts in this particular room, but no one else comes in. You have it all to yourself.
It's better than he's used to, so he'll have a good night's rest.
As the sun starts to come in through the windows, some with shutters that people may have chosen to lock or not lock.
I definitely locked
Either of you are picking up on
mine.
There we go.
Yeah.
I was like, is anyone picking up what I'm throwing down? Like, I have a note here. There's this whole thing about falling out of a window.
Mhm.
The light still does creep in just through that gap in the crack of where the shutters are, and you are all awoken by the early morning light. Come downstairs. There's eggs, bacon, ham. There's some gruel that might be oatmeal, might be something else. You can't quite tell, but everyone seems to be eating a little bit of it.
Roland will have about a kind of protein-heavy breakfast, something that's going to really stick to the ribs for the travel, and then ask also for maybe some cheese and bread for the road for he and Edwina.
I'll take some pancakes.
Eldrin's gonna load up his plate, and then he'll squirrel away about half of it so he has some food on the road.
Raceland is going to stock up. Lots of bacon, dried biscuits, and maybe eat some of that gruel before he actually hits the road.
All of that is absolutely doable. You're able to have your meal, and the barmaid that served you last night is actually downstairs. She was kind of dusting things when you first came down. Oh, your performance was so great last night that breakfast is on the house too.
Oh,
Would you like some tea?
yes,
Would you like some tea, dears?
yes, please. That would be great.
That would be, that'd be excellent. Thank you.
Thank you for the meal. Can I at least pay you for some food for the road for the group? That would be at least fair.
I won't say no.
I'll put a gold piece on the bar.
She scoops it off the bar and brings you your food, brings morning tea for everybody, and you're able to eat and put in your pack whatever you wanted to take with you for the road, and got full bellies.
Okay.
All right, the sooner we get through this, the sooner we get paid, guys.
Oh, Edwina's a fan of that plan.
She's like a
I
Clydesdale. All right. Onward and upward. Lead the way, Raceland. I'm already cold and wet looking at the road here.
You step outside and step back into the town, and the weather is pretty foggy. The cool mist hangs in the air and adds an uncomfortable chill, but at least it's not raining. You're able to walk down the streets. Raceland, you know the town well. You're able to lead everyone to the northern gates to walk out of the town to go in the direction that you had been described for the village you're looking for. Does anybody remember the name of the village?
Kinesburn.
Nice. Thank you. GM inspiration to you, Jeremy, for being the first one I heard to state the name of the village. You do see that there is still a lot of water on the streets, like it was probably raining lightly overnight, but it is slowly trickling down the slope towards the river. So, at least it has somewhere to go, even if it takes a while to get there. Now I'm going to show you guys a little map that I made.
Oh, look at that.
So you will see on this map, you can see a port along a river. This is the Blisky River, and you see the large town of Estrante. And I do have a couple other little things on this map. These are currently only known to Roland and Edwina, and I would say Raceland, because I described Roland and Edwina as coming in from the north of the town. So you guys passed a cemetery, a small village, kind of at one of the crossroads, and you saw a shrine just a little ways outside of town on your way towards Estrante. As you head out of town, northward, it's pretty mucky and muddy on the road. There's moderately heavy, thick forest on either side, especially once you get about 20-30 minutes outside of town. And it's beautiful, but it is just that cold, misty, heavy fog. After about 30 minutes, you do see a shrine on the side of the road. It's on the eastern side of the road, and it's just your basic shrine, to be fair, which I would describe as made out of stone, almost like an oversized grave marker that kind of comes up to a point at the top. The only thing that's kind of unique and stands out from what you've seen in the past is that there is a jagged spike at the very top of it that it's made out of metal, and it comes to a point pointing up to the sky. It's a very dark metal, and it does almost just out of the corner of your eye when you kind of look back and forth, it looks like it has a slight blue hue to it. You also notice that the offering bowl on the shrine does have some offerings in it, and there's some coins, there's a couple of small cups, there's a pitcher, there's a couple bracelets, and everything seems to be silver.
Edwina's going to go up to it because they were in such a hurry to get to Estrante that they didn't really pause and examine the shrine before. But if she notices that it's silver, she's going to take out one of her silver coins that she would have gotten as change the night before and drop it into one of the bowls.
Roland's remembering we saw the blue tips on the, Estrante's spires, and he's looking at this as well. He's trying to remember if he knows anything about this. He's tying something together potentially between the god and the town and this shrine. Can he investigate this shrine any further? To see if he can tie any of this together?
If you're trying to recall something, I would say roll a history check or a religion check. Your choice.
History or religion? I'm sure I'm pretty equally bad at all of those things, so let's go with history, just because that's more his jam. Yeah, that's about where I thought it would lie. 5. This is a shrine, and it has blue tip things on it, and it's made of stone, I'm assuming.
You feel like you've seen it before somewhere, but you just can't remember where you saw it.
Yeah, I'm sure there was
Could be anywhere.
Temple and a thing. He believes in good fortune and all that jazz, but just not today, as he is marching down a road doing a thing he doesn't want to do, to talk to people he doesn't want to talk to.
As they leave, I assume at some point we'll depart from here. Eldrin will be in the back of this to begin with, but he's going to cast his Mage Hand Ledgerman and attempt to scoop some of the coin out here without anyone noticing to pocket for himself.
Naughty.
Oh.
Go ahead and do a sleight of hand check for
let's
me,
see
and
if
then
my-
we'll do it against everyone's passive perception.
Alright, sleight of hand.
Come on, 16.
Shit, passive perception.
There it is. Alright.
Nope.
26.
Yes, not a chance. That's a
Heavily
I have a
weighted for
9.
silence.
Edwina sees nothing.
Where did Eldrin go? He doesn't even have hands.
Dan, if you can roll a d4 and 2 d12s for me, please.
Here we go.
You're a bad
D4.
man.
He rolls a 4, and then 2 d12s. He rolls a 3 and a 12.
Nice.
Not bad.
So
Take that guy to Vegas.
you are able to scoop up. I had said that there were some cups in there. There's a bunch of different types of shapes and styles of cups, but there are some that were very, very small, almost like a dessert liqueur size cup, and you're able to get 4 of those and also 15 silver pieces.
And struck by lightning.
The cups are worth 5 silver pieces each.
Nice haul, all right.
No, you're buying dinner, right?
Only if you had a passive perception of 26 or
Of
higher.
3 million.
You are able to walk away from the shrine, continue down the road, and only another hour or two go by before, just an hour goes by before it starts raining. It's a light rain, it's a light drizzle, but it's raining. You do come up to a small village over on the eastern side of the road. It's actually near the crossroads, and Roland and Edwina remember seeing it on your way here. Also at the crossroads, you notice, this time on the western side, another shrine. Looks very similar in appearance to the last one. It does have some offerings in the bowls, but far less.
Aw. Roland, this one doesn't have as much stuff.
Maybe people aren't as nice out here.
Aw,
Or maybe things are better here, further away from that idiot back in that town.
Oh, no, he was funny. I'm going to put in a couple coins. It seems sad. And Edwina's going to drop in 2 silver coins.
Remember, you need your money to pay for things.
Oh, I got plenty of money, Roland. And we're going to get more, don't we worry.
We worry fine.
I hear nervous laughter. It's because I changed the visual scope of what you're looking at. Rather than looking at the map, I just put an image of a muddy dirt road
Edwina put some
in a,
coins
in a misty forest.
in a shrine cup, and suddenly the background changes.
Hey, you know, that just tells me that the fear is real with you guys. I'm doing something right.
It's also that the background kind of looks like something you'd play in Resident Evil.
A little bit, yeah.
Maybe. As Edwina drops the coins in and as the group starts to depart this location, you hear the sounds of a wagon struggling in the mud up ahead on the road.
Well, Raceland is going to keep walking that way and see what can be seen.
Things are going to be on the road, but Roland definitely falls behind Raceland, as, you know, that's what meat shields are for.
Yeah, Eldrin's holding up the rear. He's not in a rush, but he's not too worried about whatever this is.
No, it's people on a road for the most part.
We have to head that way anyway, so...
Yeah.
Kind of, they get linear, I think, but still forward.
Edwina's going to kind of gauge how Raceland is acting. If he seems at any point at all wary, she is going to become wary. If he does not, then she's just like, all right, we're just taking a walk.
Raceland's going to continue to stroll along pretty casually.
Okay. I will not enact my danger sense.
Raceland's got some chill vibes, guys. Chill vibes.
This guy's so cool.
You don't know what he was doing up in the room before he came down.
that elven purple.
Mm-hmm.
Just screaming into a pillow.
putting it in jars.
As you continue down the road, you see a couple of humanoid figures pulling a handcart with something big and furry on the back. You continue to get closer, and let's see, who did the first challenge in episode 1? I think it was Eldrin, right?
Yeah.
You did You notice a large figure, and it's recognizable not only because you did the challenge with them, but it's not that often that you see a half-orc bard.
That guy.
Guess he'll call out to him. Hey, what are you hauling?
We we finished the bounty. You can return back. It's taken care of. Villagers are safe.
What did you happen to capture?
Large bear. You can take a look yourselves if you want.
It appears to be a bear, at least from over here. Raceland, what do you think of this? I presume we're looking for something bigger than a bear.
I think they got themselves a bear and a nice rug, but I don't think it's what we're looking for.
Especially since they weren't authorized to do it.
Well, maybe the Lord will offer you a small bounty for a nice new rug.
Maybe it'll get them a bucket.
You weren't in the room, man.
I saw him.
And with that, Raceland's going to continue on down the road.
Roll on.
Good job getting the bear, man.
Bare necessities.
Thank you. We're going to claim that bounty. Have fun wasting your time. And they continue to slowly, it's muddy, slowly pull that handcart with a bear on the back. There's a third person sitting on the back of the cart, kind of crouched down, and as it starts to pass by, they sit down and start dangling their feet behind the cart.
Eldrin's gonna, as they walk by, and he's a little irritated by this guy's snideness here. He's gonna go ahead and cast minor illusion with kind of the sounds of a growling bear waking up as they head, maybe 20 feet away from it.
I like it.
They get about 20 feet away, and there's this growl. And you hear, "Ah, no, it's awake!" And thunk, as they drop the handcart, jump back, and you turn around, and they are all like daggers and swords and things out around a cart with a dead bear.
Eldrin will smile and keep walking.
You can hear them starting to yell at each other. "Did you do that? That's not funny. I didn't do it. It's totally funny if someone did, but it wasn't me." And they start kind of pushing each other and arguing, and you can just hear that sound fade as you continue down the road.
Roland turns. Did you do that?
I fully thought we were about to be in a fight. When the view changed, I thought for sure we were getting in a fight.
No.
Gotta keep you guessing.
Because Roland looks at me because if you didn't do something, I was gonna. So, just saying.
We were almost in a fight, but Roland's a nice guy.
Balances out Aldrin.
You all didn't see that. As you continue down the road, the rain begins to fall harder, quickly becoming a torrential downpour. That feeling of being soaked to the bone that you all experienced on your journey to Estrante returns. The rain is so thick, it's falling in sheets, obscuring your vision and significantly reducing your range of sight. An hour or so of slow travel passes until Edwina spots some silhouettes on the road ahead. Eventually, all of you can make them out as they are moving in your direction. You see 2 to 3 medium humanoid shapes and one smaller shape. Now, I am going to pause our session here for just a brief moment, because this is the point where we did some NatFun time travel in our player session 0. The players had requested an opportunity to test out their characters before starting the adventure, but because they weren't supposed to have met yet, we had to get a little bit creative with the timeline. If you'd like to listen to the whole player session 0, it is available on our Patreon at the paid tier. If not, no worries. I will give a brief summary here, cutting out some of the details, of course. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And let's roll back into it. Turns out the party had come upon a group of villagers relocating to town, but they had been attacked by something, and in their fleeing, the cart, the ox, and most importantly, a little girl's doll were damaged or taken. Edwina took it upon herself to lead the charge to recover Matilda, the little girl's doll, and everyone else begrudgingly followed through the woods, tracking whatever had demolished the villager's cart. So now I want everyone to do the Scooby-Doo doodle-doo sound. Ready, set, go.
That's gonna sound terrible.
How many people also moved their hands while they did the sound?
I think everybody.
Me.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just happens, right? With character sheets adjusted for what occurred and transpired for us weeks ago, but for our characters moments ago, you all make it back through the woods, back to the muddy road alongside the broken cart. A couple of hours have passed, and the rain has diminished to a light sprinkle, but the chill makes your fresh wounds ache that much more. Edwina emerges from the forest first, with the doll Matilda proudly in hand and the blood of battle, much of it her own, still splattered on her face and arms.
There is that.
Roland follows, urging Edwina to slow down, while Raceland, Kodo, and Eldrin walk out last, one of them limping and still having slight muscle spasms from the shock of what transpired.
Mm-hmm. Literally half dead.
Well, I got a little extra on that, but I think we have to catch the people down the road, or this will not end, and then we can take a little break and then get on the road again. Like Willie
Quick
once
short
said,
rest.
let's catch the people, then rest.
Edwina's clutching Matilda the doll to her chest and kind of patting the hair. Yes, Penny needs her doll back. And then she's
Okay.
going to put Matilda into her belt loop next to Fluffy and start walking towards town.
It's a veritable menagerie in there at this point. Let's move this along.
It doesn't take long for you to catch up with the villagers. Traveling with small children on a muddy road with bad weather when they're scared, they don't move quickly, so you're able to double back and catch up to them fairly quickly.
Penny, we did it. I have Matilda for you. And this 6-foot tall, muscular woman is going to bend down to this small child and hold the doll out.
You
The
left out the
blood
part where you're
soaked
covered
doll.
in blood.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Of course Edwina would forget that.
I'm sure Edwina would forget that, but it's also rain-soaked and mud-soaked. I'm sure we can just, and I think nobody else cares.
Just throw the doll at her and let's go.
Were you going to say call it a wash?
The doll has returned to whence it came. Shall we move up the road to a dry tree spot and try to lick our wounds? Especially our two comrades, Edwina.
Yes, please.
Well, Penny's got her doll back.
She grabs the doll from you. Thank you! Thank you! And she hugs the doll. She kisses the doll. She kind of checks her hair and gives her a once-over, and then she looks up with you with a little sparkle in her eye. Says, thank you for saving Matilda! And she reaches out and just gives you the biggest bear hug her little body can muster. Kind of just makes it around one thigh.
Edwina is going to have a very uncharacteristic ginger moment where she just gently pats the girl's head. It's like, Matilda is happy to be here with you. And I'm so
I need
glad
you to
we
roll an
got to
unarmed
rescue her. No, I'm not killing another child.
Another?
Another child.
That was a different game.
It was still traumatic.
Meanwhile, you hear... and Raceland looks over at Kodo and says, stop it. Stop it.
Is he coughing up an orc arm?
He's not a fan of the affection.
Just wait until I win him over.
As the little girl gets her doll back from Edwina, the dad walks over and takes a couple steps forward. Was the ox okay?
Oh, no. Edwina says without any hesitation.
He's gone to live on a farm now.
I'm sure he was already living on a
far
farm. Far
away.
Multiple farms, in fact.
The big farm in the sky.
Some say farm to table even.
When
Now look,
Wow.
Okay. Fine. Can we please, for the love of everything, just go down the road, back on task. Edwina, can you lead the way?
I just want to get out of here before she kills another kid.
It
I
was a
didn't
long
know
time
she
ago.
had these tendencies.
That was a long
Edwina,
time-
you
that was
don't
an
remember a long
accident.
time ago. You don't remember 3 weeks ago. Just go.
That was a long time ago, and Edwina's just going to start walking down the road. Maybe I didn't do that.
As
Could've been a
everybody
storybook.
turns, Roland kneels down by the little girl and says, "I'm glad you have your dolly back," and pushes her hair back and says, "Keep an eye on her and be safe," and stands up and walks away.
Yes, sir.
Never call me sir.
And she tugs on her dad's vest, and he picks her up, puts him on his shoulders. Thank you for your kindness. And they turn and they continue to head
Roland does
in the
the
direction of Estrante.
dismissive hand wave thing and just keeps walking.
Does he do it with a flourish?
No, it's like, dear God, I hope I never see you in my life again.
All right. You guys successfully handed off Matilda to Penny. You made her day. You saved the traumatic experience for the little girl.
Mission accomplished.
Not even close.
That's what Edwina's good at.
Penny
On
was
task.
the beast.
Okay. Fast march to a tree that looks reasonably dry so some of the others can lick their wounds.
Penny was the final boss.
She's a possessed demon doll, and she will come back, her and Ted, and murder us all in our sleep.
Man, you guys must be getting cranky with the weather.
All right. Can we find a dry spot? I'm pretty sure Raceland and Edwina are bleeding from their ears.
Oh, Raceland is bleeding from all over the place.
You can find trees. I can't necessarily say you find a dry spot. It's been foggy, misty, cold, high humidity, lightly raining with a wind. There
Yeah.
isn't really a dry spot to be had.
Well,
There's a spot that is not currently having a lot of rain fall on you.
Yeah, that's the best
but it's
we can
still
do.
damp.
Yeah, we're gonna do our best. Hey, that's true. There is that.
Well, you said, Rayson, that the town is only a day's travel from here, so if we could just make it there, probably won't encounter anything else on this
Well,
road, I hope. And
I
Says
think,
the man who barely took a scratch in the fight.
I think Raceland wants to sit down for 5 minutes, and just take a minute. So I think just in case there's another doll on the road, he might spawn a minute.
I think at least a minute to, maybe eat some of that bacon and dried biscuits that we picked up I picked up at the inn back there. And
Yeah, if I could see the sun, it might be lunchtime. I'll make it worth your while.
Eldon's gonna let an audible groan and say, fine.
So short rest.
Some
Short
short
rest.
rest.
Eldrin's grumpy.
Mm-hmm.
You are able to take a short rest.
So,
You're gonna
All
do
right,
some
well, if
hit
we
dice?
are taking a
Yeah.
short rest, yep, I'm going to roll some hit dice.
and Roland, while you guys are taking your short rest, he's going to put his foot up against the tree, and he's going to do yourselves a little favor. He is going to play you a little song of rest, and you get an extra d6 to roll Well, he plays a little tune while you roll your hit dice to gain back some hit points.
Thank you, sir.
Told you don't call me sir. He really doesn't like it.
When you guys are done rolling, if you can say how many dice you rolled, how many hit dice you rolled, and the total or what they were, and then what your Song of Rest roll was for our listeners.
Yeah, I'm done. I can
I
kick
see
it
some
off.
of you are still rolling.
I rolled 4 hit dice, and I got 45 points back.
Good God.
Plus the 3 from Roland. So 48.
That's like half my hit points.
I'm not even back up to full strength.
I think that's all of Eldrin's hit points.
Eldrin rolled 4 hit dice and the 1 extra dice from Roland there, and he managed to get back a whopping 7 hit points from that.
Oh, God.
That -1 constitution is not so helpful.
That's
But I'm only
murder.
short 2 hit points, so you're gonna call it good enough for now.
We need to get you a helmet of Constitution or something. A bucket of kidneys or things.
What about you, Raceland? What did you roll?
Well, Raceland rolled 6 hit dice and got a whopping 40 out of those, plus the 2 from Roland for a total of 42.
Nice.
Getting there, getting there. All right, and Roland, did you say you're rolling? I just didn't catch it as I was
No.
reading my notes. Apologies.
Roland did not have any hit points missing, so he took his short rest and got his bardic back, is all he did.
Sounds good. During your short rest, you're able to have a brief moment to recoup, but you do hear a deep rumble of thunder off in the distance. Kind of near the beginning of your short rest. As you get ready to pack your things up and get ready to go, you hear that deep thunder again. And this time, Edwina, you are able to catch because you have amazing sight, if I remember correctly, right?
I do have, because I picked Totem Spirit of the Eagle, I have the eyesight of an eagle. You can see up to 1 mile away with no difficulty, able to discern even fine details as if looking at no more than 100 feet away from you. And additionally, dim light doesn't impose disadvantage on your perception checks. So I still have to roll perception, but I can see fairly far away. So if it catches my eye, I can see it. And if it doesn't catch my eye, then, well, doesn't matter how good my eyes are.
As you hear that deep rolling thunder, it sounds closer this time, and you catch out of the corner of your eye a bright flash.
Ooh, lightning.
And you all start to realize that between traveling in the mud and the bad weather and the detour and the short rest, if that village was a full day away from the town, you know you're not a full day's walk away from the town in normal conditions right now. There's a storm rolling in.
Well, guys, I say we either put a hustle on it and try and make it as far as we can. We can build camp, but I feel like moving down the road would be the best choice.
You have to get on it.
I would agree.
Edwina is back on focus for finding whatever is causing issues for the farmers.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eldrin just wants to move forward. Backwards, not in his interest at this point.
Edwina slaps her thighs, stands up, and starts walking down the road, heading north.
Roland checks to make sure it's the right direction and then follows. And then he checks with Edwin, Raceland, and goes, "Is it the right direction?" Because Roland doesn't know.
That is the right direction. And Raceland is going to catch up with Edwina.
Fair enough.
Hey, this is Ted. Just Ted. I don't need no mambly-pambly extra name. They told me if I did this for them, I'd be able to go on the next adventure, so here I am. Telling you to leave a rating or review on your favorite podcast listening network. It really does help other people to find the show. What the hell's a podcast? It sounds like some sort of fancy-pantsy spell. Alright, I got shit to do, so hurry up and do your thing so we can all get going.
You're able to make it back to the road, and not much time goes by until you see the broken cart and where you had previously departed to rescue Matilda. So, Roland, whether you believe Raceland or not, now you've got proof you're going the same way you were before. But as you make that trek, it's only 20 minutes of travel. That rolling thunder seems closer and closer. And now it's not just Edwina that notices the flashes of light. Everyone notices the flashes of light.
Does this seem like a natural storm?
Roland was thinking the same thing.
You are welcome to make a nature check.
For that nature check, Raceland rolled a 19.
Nice. Did anyone else want to roll?
Yeah.
Roland rolling.
Edwina would. Just since she noticed the flashes of light first, and I got an 11, so seems pretty normal to me.
Can I have Roland and Eldrin roll a history check for me, please?
This should go well.
Eldrin rolled a 21.
Wow.
Roland rolled a 16, surprisingly.
All right, so for the nature checks out there, Edwina, it seems pretty much like a normal storm, like the other ones you've seen before. Raceland, with your 19, you are able to really analyze it. You're listening for the sound of the rolling thunder. You're listening how, the duration of the thunder. You're checking on how long the flashes of light are happening. You're looking towards the light, away from the light, and all these different survival techniques that you're doing to gather more intel about how the storm is rolling in and everything else. This is all natural. Everything about this storm is a normal storm. It's just really crummy weather and really bad timing. For those that rolled history checks, we've got a 21 and a 16, so both of you would have learned this either in your previous adventures in the region or picking up information as you're headed towards your bounty, because you were all seasoned adventurers. You're all level 12. You know that on your way to a bounty or a job, you ask information along that journey. You both know that this region historically was known for really, really turbulent weather, but for many, many years, at least the last 30, 40 years, it's been very nice weather. That all kind of has been fading over time. So this is unusual to what you would expect to experience in the region surrounding Astrante, but not unlike what it was described as many, many years ago.
Just our luck. We show up and the weather turns. Lord Fancy Pants at hand again, maybe. Well, let's hustle up.
Light is starting to fade. Thunder is getting louder. The flashes of light seem brighter, either because they're getting closer or maybe just because it's getting darker. Either way, the storm is definitely getting close and light is fleeting. You get about an hour's north of where you had seen the broken cart, and you see a sign depicting distances for villages, and it shows pointing to the west off of the road with a little arrow. It says Elkshire. It says 0.2 miles, and then you see pointing north with a little arrow is Kinesburn. And that one doesn't actually say the exact distance. It almost looks singed where the distance marker would be, and you can't see through the damaged wood what was written there.
Huh. Well, based on our expeditious speed here and the weather at hand, I think we might need to pit stop as much as it...
Eldrin's just gonna start walking towards Elkshire.
Edwina chuckles. Roland, I think he made a decision for you and follows Eldrin.
You know, as much as I don't like people doing it for me, he read my mind. You know, as much as he doesn't like me, I think we like each other.
Edwina's going to catch up to Eldrin and kind of chuckle and be like, that was funny. I have never done that to him before, but that looked like fun.
I didn't do it for the pleasure.
Wait, if you didn't do it for the pleasure, then why'd you do it?
Raceland is also going to head towards Elkshire.
I'm tired of being wet. We're clearly not going to make it there today, and I don't plan on walking through the darkness in this muck all night.
I mean, that's fair. All right, let's go get some wine. She's going to pick up the pace.
No more wine.
Sorry, I can't hear you when you're so far behind me.
Roland's like hustling, shouting up the road at her.
It doesn't take long to get to the point where you can see the silhouettes of a small village in the now very distant, almost non-existent light as the sun is really starting to set. And it is perfect timing that you get there because the rain's been falling, that thunder's been getting louder and louder. And have you ever had that experience where you're standing somewhere when there's a light rain and you can literally hear the rain hitting the ground coming towards you and you're like, oh no. And before you can go anywhere, it's just a downpour. It's that experience.
Run.
You hear it just rush towards you. And as you run into the center of the village, it's small. There's not a lot of houses here. There's a small building that has a well, and it has kind of a covered patio area, but no lights are on. And behind it, there's a smattering of 5 or 6 small houses. And you see, as this rain is just coming down, you see people running towards the houses. You hear thunk on that big main building as the door closes, and a man with a big farmer's straw hat on runs out and sees people coming into town, doesn't see who you are, and calls out, "Get inside, get inside!" And he starts running towards the houses.
Well, that's odd.
Well, let's run towards the man.
Yeah.
Go,
Eldrin's
go.
Gonna go right into it.
Say no more. Edwina dashes and just goes as fast as she can, leaving them all behind her in the dust.
Yeah.
Or the mud.
I'm not sure if he was inviting us into his house or if he was just telling us we should get into shelter, but...
Did he go into the biggest
Oh, she
building
just
or did he
goes
go into
into-
a house? Yeah.
Yeah.
He ran out of the large building and kind of waved his arm as he hollered at you, "Get out of the rain, get out of the rain." And he starts running while he's still kind of waving his arm towards one of the houses right behind the building.
Sort
Okay.
of
Would we
beckoning
interpret that,
us.
especially Edwina, who has no social skills, would she interpret that as a follow me or go
Yeah.
into this big building?
We'd follow the man.
Edwina's gonna follow him.
It's up to you if you want to run up and pull on the door or if you want to follow him.
I'll follow him.
Yeah, we're following the man.
Eldrin's gonna stop at the big place. He clearly knows that this building is more public than wherever this random man is heading.
I think I would rather stop at the big place with Eldrin.
All right, so Edwina catches up to this guy and gets to his front doorstep at the same time that Eldrin and Raceland get to that big building. And you guys, who grabs the handle on the door?
I'll grab the handle.
You pull, door's locked. No lights inside. At that same moment, Edwina, you get up to the door next to this man. You're kind of standing just under the roof line because you kind of passed him a little bit. And he says, come on in, come on in. And he opens the door and waves his hand as you're able to come in, and Roland is behind you. Not closely behind you, behind you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it looks like my friends went to the big building. What is that?
And Roland trots on up. Social skills, Lord.
That's just the town hall. We were just meeting. We don't have a pub. It's a small village. It's kind of just where we socialize, but this rain came in quick. I'm glad I saw you. Come on in.
Thank you.
Dry yourself off.
Well,
No pub. Oh.
you get settled in. I'll wait here at the door for the others. Edwina, gentle and polite, please.
I won't break anything.
Well, since the door's locked, Racelet is gonna sprint.
Roland puts his fingers in his mouth and whistles and waves his arm.
Yeah. Eldrin, for a moment, debates unlocking the door himself, and then he hears that whistle and continues down.
The man, seeing Roland whistle and wave his arm, looks out and he's able to see Raceland and Eldrin and Kodo come on over, and the man holds the door, lets you guys in, and you see it's a small family cottage. You can see that there's a fireplace going, and you can smell food, and you hear the sounds of a couple of kids kind of running around and playing, but you haven't quite seen them yet. They're in one of the back rooms. So the man takes his hat off, kind of shakes it pretty abruptly, and water just whoosh, shoots off the hat on a big line on the floor, hangs it on a hook right next to the door, says, hello, my name's Zircon. It's your lucky day. This is my wife, Brielle. Eric, Vasco, guests! And two young boys walk out from the back room. They wave really quickly and then go back into the back room to play. What brings you out here in the storm?
Oh,
Roland wanted to usually
Well-
talk, but he remembers that Raceland's kind of the leader of this mess. He steps back after he starts to stammer out something. He looks to remember he's not in charge
oh,
here.
Edwina is going to just start talking, and
Cool
if
smiles.
Raceland wants to, like, gently put his hand on her shoulder to stop her, he is welcome to. But she's going to go, well, you remember the bounty? There was that big...
Raceland just slaps his hand over her mouth.
because, remember the bounty?
Shut your pie hole. We were headed towards Kinesburn. Why is everyone running from the rain like it's poisonous?
Because when it starts to rain lately, it doesn't stop raining. You look like you've been traveling in the rain for a bit. Do you enjoy being soaked to the bone? Because I sure don't.
Some of us like being wet.
Nickel.
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 Got a whole bag of nickels.
You could beat
It's
someone with
25
that
cents.
bag.
We don't necessarily enjoy being soaked, but
Just- At least it washes the blood off.
well, that is one benefit of it. But I
Eldrin's
didn't.
gonna ask, how far is it to Kinesburn? The sign back there is missing the distance on it.
Yeah, I was struck by lightning a couple days ago.
That's unfortunate.
It's just under half a day's walk. But in this weather, I wouldn't try and go tonight.
When would you expect that the rain is going to let up?
I really couldn't tell you. Don't normally rain this much. Seems like for the last few months, maybe more, it's been raining more and more. We've had more storms.
Well,
I was gonna ask, is there a dry place around here we can post up for the night? Not
That's
necessarily your house,
exactly
but
where I was
barn
going.
or just any covered porch, really.
We don't want to be an inconvenience.
Wherever you've got.
Maybe some place to dry our things.
Well, and he kind of turns around. Hey, Brielle, got enough stew to go around?
You don't gotta do
And she says, I can water it down a bit. It can fill everyone's bellies.
that. I think we might have a few
Well,
fixins in our
how
bag.
about you sit here, fill your bellies, and I can open up the town hall again. You can sleep there.
I think
Appreciate
Roland had a
that.
good suggestion. We can donate some of what we have to help thicken up that stew a little bit.
Yeah, I got a little bread and cheese left in my pouch here. And throw that in the pot, or side dish it.
Eldrin has a couple strips of bacon he'll throw in. If only because it's gonna make his meal that much better.
Yeah, see, this is great. My wife always makes fun of me because she says I'm too kind and trusting and generous. And look at you lot. Bring you in from the rain, you make our stew even better. Is that a jab about my cooking again, Zircon? Nope. Your cooking is great, and I love it with all of my heart. And you hear giggles
GM, I think
from
we
the
need
room
a
in the back.
deception check on that.
Insight from our side, I think.
Yeah, if you would like to roll an insight check, you're welcome to, and I will pull up the common.
Edwina got a 9
block.
on that insight check. He sure loves that stew. Unless he really fudged that.
Roland's not even gonna bother. He's just gonna laugh it off. He likes seeing a family. He doesn't mess with commoners.
Well, he rolled a 9, and so even with Edwina's 9, she knows that he's lying. He's trying to make his wife feel really good about it.
We appreciate that. Maybe we can grab some firewood and get a fire going, or help stock your place. Not that I'm one for physical labor, but we can make ourselves useful for the night and get out of your hair pretty quick here.
Although I appreciate that, I can tell that you're not a man of physical labor because there's already a fire going, and you're not going to get any dry firewood in a rainstorm like this. We've got plenty, and we collect it when it's dry, but
well, I meant
thank you for the offer.
I meant maybe could we get one going
How
in
about
the
you all sit
hall?
down and...
I meant for tonight. That's all. And that was all. So we're not freezing and wet. We could dry our clothes out for tonight. That was all. And stock you up for tonight.
Please don't strip in my house.
No.
I have small children.
No, not what we're saying. I meant in the town hall later. I'm trying to. Never mind.
I
Roland.
want to see your dingle dangle.
When it's complicated, hit
I
it.
got underclothes on. Nope.
And 2 little boys, young boys, run out, probably about, 7, 10 years old. You're so funny. There's firewood over there already.
Well, perfect. We'll stock it in the morning before we go.
If the rain stops.
How's that?
And you hear the thud of full bowls hitting a table. Thunk, thunk.
Fair enough.
Dinner! And the kids hop up.
Roland will stand back and make sure everybody else is definitely sitting at the table. This is not a wealthy family. He knows that, and he's not going to take anything off their table.
Eldrin will walk up and grab the least full bowl and then stand in the corner and eat it.
Edwina pays no mind to the volume of the bowl. She just sits at the table and is sitting kind of next to one of the children. Kind of just like, oh, this is really good. I don't know what your dad was talking about.
And they giggle again.
Raceland is going to eat half of his bowl and give the other half to Kodo.
Once Roland's eaten, he's gonna strum a few chords and play a little background music just to be polite and show something as a gratitude.
And as you're eating, it's kind of quiet at first. Everyone was pretty hungry. And then the younger of the two boys, "Hey, Dad, guess what Stanner said?" I don't really like this Stanner kid." "All right, what did he say?" "The monster attacked again." It did. And the older boy goes, "No, it didn't. Stanner doesn't tell the truth." "No, he did. Stanner knows everything." "What monster?" "The one up in Kinesburn." Well, we heard that there is something taking livestock in Kinesburn, but no one said it was a monster. You can sleep just fine. You don't need to come into Mommy and Daddy's room at night. "But no. Stanner, he said that it spits acid." No, or is it fire?" The older boy, "No, it doesn't. Stanner's a liar." Dad. No. It just, something took some sheep. Something's been thinning the herds.
Well, boys, I'll tell you, we just met some men on the road here, and they caught a beast, and they were taking it to the Lord. So I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Told you. "No, Stanner always tells the truth." "No, he doesn't." They start elbowing at each other.
And I wink at the father.
He nods, and then he rubs his temple a little bit. "Sorry, there have been reports of something taking livestock at the village to the north. It's thinning the herds. It happens every once in a while. There's beasts out in the forest. It's a thing. We live nowhere near the town. Makes me glad I only tend grain and fields." And the little boy pipes up again. "Stanner said it's covered in fur and scales." "Can't be covered in fur and scales. That makes no sense." "You don't know. You didn't see it." "You didn't see it either."
Eldrin's gonna pipe up. "Did Stanner say anything else? Or has anyone else said anything else about this creature?"
"Stanner said it has 2 heads. No. It has 5 heads. No, it has 13 heads."
That's a lot of heads.
Nickel. "No, it didn't. You're making all this up. You're just trying to impress our guests."
Where does Stanner live?
And everyone at the table, except for the littlest boy, goes, "He lives in Kinesburn."
And it's a half a day away.
But Dad, you didn't hear the best one. Stanner said. And before I tell you what Stanner said, we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh, come on.
That's not fair.
Leave it, everybody. High and dry.
What did Stanner say?
Yeah, I am.
Jeez.
You can find out next week.
Get out of here, kid. You bother me.
I'm going to go find Stanner and beat him up myself.
Kid lives in a next village.
Yeah.
You can find him.
Not that we're promoting
Thank you, guys.
kid violence.
I've killed a kid before.
Yeah.
I can do it again.
Bunch of murder hobos. Just discuss this.
Tune in to our next episode of NatFun to find out, what is that beast that's plaguing Kinesburn? Does anybody actually know anything about it, and are they willing to actually tell our adventurers? Can anything Stanner said be taken at face value? And while we're talking about that, can anything Lord Andario said be taken at face value? All that and more in the next NatFun episode of When Thunder Rolls. And before we end the episode, I do want to take a moment to say thank you for listening to NatFun today. We are a new podcast, and every listener counts. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your time with us and our NatFun adventure. If you haven't already, can you tell a friend about the podcast? Or drop us that rating or review in your favorite podcast listening network? Seriously, it does help out. I don't just like saying that. Well, it does roll off the tongue pretty well, but it actually does help out. And lastly, if you need more NatFun in your life, you should come check us out on Patreon. We have fun stuff at both the free and the paid tier. Until next time, I hope you can find yourself a table or a computer and some friends so you can roll into your own NatFun.